Alright folks, my name is Freyn and today I'm playing the M5A1 Stuart with a little bit of a difference. And that is that this is actually a second account for me. I'm back to square one with, stock vehicles, although in this case obviously I have played a couple of games already. As you can see, I've got FPE, got stock crews, so very, very minimal level, and it is a much bigger difference than I had initially thought. There are a few reasons I went back and made a second account, and that is one of them, to get a sort of fresh perspective from, well, as close as I can to a new player. Obviously I still have my normal experience, but it certainly is interesting to see the difference that those low level crews make. I've gone straight for realistic, completely skipped out on playing any arcade, so my crews are leveling much slower, and it is very noticeable. But now that's out of the way, I am on Ash River and come out towards the B point. It's a nice and fast tank, the M5A1, incredibly fast even, and so I can get out to this spot and make use of it. It's not a spot I generally find works very well with slower vehicles, but from here I can see things driving towards C, I can cover the B point, and I can even to an extent cover a bit of the A point as well. It is a little exposed though. But I've already taken out one target. There goes target number 2. And the M5A1 does also come with spotting, so I can mark everything up for allies just in case I don't manage to get them. There goes kill number 3 before getting a few of my crew, my breach and my turret knocked out by an anti-aircraft gun. So onto a 45-second repair time there. Now if I had my higher level crews from my main account, this would probably be about half that. And so instead I've got to sit and wait it out, and obviously new players have to go through this and it can make a huge difference. But while I am sitting on repairs, I'm looking around trying to see what I can find. There's 2 enemies up near the A point there, Japanese. I can just see the tips of their turrets. And I can scout them up as soon as my scouting comes off cooldown. Repairs are done. Let's start getting some shots in. There goes one. And I'll start working on the second. Honestly, the M5A1 is one of the best low tier tanks going, in my opinion. There's not massive changes from the earlier Stuarts. Its biggest one is honestly that it has a stabilizer now and a little more armor. But being classed as tier 2, the scouting is another noticeable addition that you can make use of, and it will really help for grinding out those silver lions, which new accounts are definitely going to struggle with. There goes kill number 6, kill number 7. Rapid firing, even without the loaders, it fires so fast as this thing. You do of course still need to aim for the crew members, as it is solid shots, but you've got such a good reload rate that if you don't get exactly what you're looking for, you can normally follow it up before the enemy has had time to react. The same goes for most tanks at this BR really, down in this 2.3 area or below. This is one of the last ones, in terms of battle rating at least, that gets this high speed reload. Once you start getting into the 2.7, 3 plus, you'll start to get much longer ones, and that can be very noticeable, especially when you're flanking. If you get around the side of someone with a Stuart, they aren't going to have time to do anything. Still, we have good control over B and C now, so let's push forwards. And looking at the map, I'm pretty sure there's going to be still some enemies up at A. I've already killed a few up there, but A is the one part that's not under our control. So I'm going to make use of my my good mobility, my good power to weight ratio, and very light frame. I'm going to climb up there. I'm going to go at a very extreme angle across the side of this mountain and slowly drag myself up it. Take them by surprise. I doubt too many people will expect a tank coming from here. Just little adjustments here and there to make sure I'm going to make it up. A lot of tanks would struggle to turn on a slope at this angle, but the Stuart is more than capable. It's so fantastically mobile. And there we are, up behind one tank already. Not a great opening shot, but again that reload. This is a little clubby, obviously, with an experienced player. Even with the stock crews and stock tanks, it's still going to obviously be a bit more than the average new player can accomplish. There is no match for experience in games like this. Now I can hear some shots around me, but it's quite possible they're simply my teammates that have driven up the longer way around. But we don't have A back yet, so let's go in, we'll get that, and we'll work from there. Surprise camping Gepard. I was quite fortunate. He seems to be only using HE rounds there, as I didn't take any damage. Normally that should have ended my little killing spree there. And quite likely, to be honest, he would have taken down those next two coming in as well. But fortunately he didn't. We're getting the cap. Everything's nicely under control, although our team does seem to have suddenly made a big shift, and we're now entirely at the A point. Quick plane tag to bring him down. I'm not sure. I think I hit him with my main gun at the last second. I'm not entirely sure though. And we've got another 20mm toting enemy ahead, so I'll make that 2 even. So we're going to advance. We're going to try and get around them and hopefully not get shot in the face. The armor on the Stuart is reasonable, but it's still not enough to withstand most guns at this BR, unless they're French. None of the tier 1 French have really got much hope of getting through this. Again, it's shot placement. It still matters, but when you've got a good quick reload, it matters less. I could have got off 4, maybe even 5 shots there before he probably would have had his crew back. So the fact that my second one went into dead crew members didn't really matter. Now, in terms of the stock crew effect that I've mentioned, the biggest things I've noticed have been turret traverse and the changing of gears for that early mobility. It's less noticeable on a tank like this, which honestly performs fantastically. But on certain tanks, like some of the early T-34s, it's been extremely noticeable. Shots I would normally expect to be able to get off, you know, see an enemy drive around a corner and start turning, and I simply can't get the turret onto them in time. They often feel very sluggish, both in traverse and acceleration. It's certainly not as bad in that respect for the Stuart. I mean, this is definitely not a turret rotation you would expect from one of these tanks. But it's certainly manageable when you've got a hull that traverses that quickly. So, yes, this has made a bit of a difference to some of the beginner questions I would answer when asked, and I think I would certainly recommend the Stuarts a lot more than previously, where I would have said, you know, Germany is your best tier 1 starting point. If nothing else, I think Germany can teach you some bad habits with those 20 mils and the autocannons. The Stuarts will provide a lot of fun. Still maybe not the greatest learning curve there, but they are definitely good early game tanks, and that was a very good game in it. It's also nice to revisit a few of these maps that are no longer available past sort of the tier 1, tier 2 area. I don't see Ash River a lot these days, and I've kind of missed it. Now in future I will be sprinkling in some videos from the new account in amongst my regular ones, even if just to see how things compare between the two, and as a way of maybe getting some more stock grind videos out of tanks that I long since completed. I've no idea if that's something people want to see. I know there's often not a great deal of desire to watch someone go down to the more clubby tanks, but if it is or isn't, if you have any feelings either way, please let me know. And in the meantime, I will leave it there for today. So, as usual, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you next time.